Wow.
Okay, we are in Noovo's warehouse.
And guys, we have it all to ourselves.
All to ourselves.
Now don't worry.
Don't worry.
We're not trading in Mr. Lemon yet.
Yeah, so don't panic.
We do have a mission.
We have a mission.
And we are going to tour the Noovo Lite. So you guys might remember that we stayed in the Noovo Lite at the Florida RV Super Show.
We got to live in it and shower in it, cook in it, and sleep in it, but we didn't give you the full tour. But what better place to do a tour?
At the Noovo warehouse, the mothership itself.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's get to it. All right, today we're gonna start off a little bit different. Normally I kind of start in the back of the van, but today we're gonna start outside the van in the back.
That did not make sense.
Nope, it didn't. It's like, we're starting at the back of the van, but we're at the back of the van.
Okay.
Totally different.
Totally different. But normally we're in the van, at the back of the van.
Right. Normally I'm inside at the back. Today I'm just at the back.
Perfect.
Over here you have your main disconnect and solar disconnect. And as you can see, they're hidden away. Oh,
we found out when we lived in it.
You are correct. When we were living in it, we found out there's a nice little storage there.
Which you had a good idea for what to put in there.
If you had like a hook in here, you could hang like your water hoses. I don't know if you'd get your electrical hose in there because your electrical cable in there because they tend to be pretty big. But at least your water stuff could be out of the way. For sure your shower.
Yeah.
Because that's what this is right here. So this is where you can have your quick connect for your shower and then the water control here. I don't know if the water pump's on. I don't want to test it. But there's that.
Okay, this is one of Bob's favorite parts. I mean,
yes.
We are a big fan of this, but there's something about what you're about to see behind this wall that you just tend to love.
I love it. There's two things that I really like. First off, this storage space, this garage underneath the bed is gigantic. So bikes, grills, skis, I don't know, all the toys you can put back here. You have plenty of room to store it all. Now, in here, you have the electrical system. You've got your solar charge controller, you've got your inverter and your, what do you call those fuses? All the stuff is right here. It's organized, it's well labeled. It just speaks quality to me. So I'm always impressed by kind of a good, nice electrical layout. This is also a safety thing. I mean, the batteries that you can put in vans now, they are very big, very powerful. And if you've got kind of a rat's nest of wires, you're just asking for trouble. I mean, you're driving this thing down the road and it's shaking and vibrating, things come loose. And if it's all nice and secure, you're gonna be less likely to have a problem. Here in the back, this is where you have your Lynx distributor and your battery management system. And it looks like your main fuse as well. Then on the driver's side, you have your water pump, you have your water tank, so you can visually see that. And you've got a big storage compartment here for, like cables and electrical stuff. All right.
And then, did you say the hidden little thing up there?
Oh, no, I did not.
See, we wouldn't have known about all this had we not lived in it.
So I didn't actually know that there was like a hidden compartment up here until I don't know, day 3 or something in the van. There's a storage compartment right up here above the water tank. So you for sure can get all sorts of, hoses and everything like that. And it's got a nice little lip in there to keep everything secure. There's a door there that you can actually open up, get access, while you're in the van. You don't actually have to come to the back of the van, open up the doors to get access. You can get it inside the van. All the vans that I've seen have come standard with bug screens. One of the things that I'm always impressed by is kind of the fit and finish. So they've put some nice panels that kind of blend well.
And then look at those. You should put a shade on because I think their shades are pretty sweet. I don't know who makes them, but
Adventure Van Co.
Oh,
but it does have the Noovo logo on it. These look great because they kind of fit with the material. Actually, I believe they're the same material as the interior, but they're also really well insulated and magnetic. So they fit nice and tight and they just kind of pull everything together. This would be a great spot for like stickers. You could just load this up with tons of stickers of all the places you've been.
I would love that. A United States sticker, Canada, Mexico.
All different okay.
Okay, anyways.
So while we're back here, let's take a look at the driver's side.
Oh, we're just staying with the outside.
And we're just gonna work our way around. So here you have your gravity water fill and it's lockable.
And you had to fill the water. And so I was a little nervous when we borrowed this. I was like, are you sure that's the water? What if we're just like shooting water in some random part of the van? But of course, Bob knew what he was doing. He was right. And that was where the water goes.
I've heard rumors, though, of people putting gas into the water tank because they didn't know that was a water fill, even though there's a little water faucet on there. And it says potable water only.
Okay, fine.
But you have your 30 amp shore power plug, nice exterior Eurovision acrylic double pane windows.
Wow, you knew that? I didn't know that.
Here you have your cassette toilet, huge fan, and you have your gray tank dump valve and your exhaust for your Rixson heater, which we'll talk about more when we get inside.
What is that right underneath? It looks like...
This right here?
No, but you already talked about that, the middle thing.
This?
Yeah.
This is part of the Rixson heater.
Oh, okay.
So this is actually like the firing unit down below. That's the exhaust. So your air intake is up here and your exhaust is back there.
Huh.
So I did notice that all of the vans that they get like stock don't have any steps. So they add all of the steps, both on the driver's side and passenger side. So they add those. We've got two 200-watt solar panels on the roof. And I believe this model has the 24-volt. No. Yes. The 12-volt air conditioner in the back. Here on the passenger side, you do have the Carefree awning, which does have a nice cool wind sensor, so it will automatically retract in high winds. And it doesn't have any attachments, on the side of the van or anything like that, which I'm a huge fan of, like as minimal as possible.
That's a good point. As minimal as possible. That is something that you will see throughout this entire van. It's modern, it's minimal, it's sleek.
Has everything you need, and nothing else. You have this exterior table, so while the door is open, you have access to this table, which is magnetic and stows away. Nice. Then on the sliding door, you do have another, awning style window, and you have your bug screens that you can lower down.
Alrighty.
Let's step in.
Step in.
Okay, so here, turn the bathroom light on so that we can get some additional light.
Okay.
Oh, you knew right where that was at? That's amazing.
We lived in this. I know where everything is now. I'm sitting essentially to what I would call the bedroom. I like that it feels a little separated from the rest of the coach. When we stayed in the Noovo van, you really felt like this was your own little special area. The bed is very comfortable. The mattress is probably one of the nicer ones. It's probably one of the thicker ones that I've seen. The only part for me that, if I was being picky, and that's the thing, you guys know, we give you our honest opinion on everything. And so if I was being picky, this bed goes east and west.
Yep.
Therefore, Bob and I being over 6 foot, we fit very well in it. But if someone has to go to the bathroom and they're sleeping by the door, they have to crawl over you. So that's the only part that I was like, oh. But one thing that I have realized now with touring vans for the last few years and owning a van, there's give and take in everything. And so you have to decide if that would be a deal breaker for you or not versus everything else that you would get. That is my very long-winded bedroom assessment tour. Here's all your storage. It's definitely plenty.
Now, what do we like most about that storage?
Oh, what do we like most? I think we like the curve. And then when you put your stuff in it, because of this curve, it's deep. Your stuff won't fly out. So, you've been driving around, things get shaky. It's kind of like an airplane where you open it up, but nothing flies out. So, did I get it right?
You did.
See? I know.
And you got it on that side as well.
Yep. I think the last thing is this Dometic air conditioner. We used it actually, not because we were hot, but we used it for a fan noise because I like some white noise when we sleep, and it worked perfectly. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Cool window. I don't know what kind of window it is. Bob, you have any smart stuff to say about that?
Yeah. Here we go. I do, in fact. It's a double paned urethane Eurovision window. It has a blackout shade and it has a screen, which, if you open it in the middle, it will secure. And you've got all these little latches that you can Hang on, I'll get it. You can open, sort of. Okay, so then you can open the window, and it's an awning style, so it like tips out, so if it's raining, it's not gonna get your van wet.
Could you imagine laying in the bed, the window's open, awning style, and you're watching the rain?
Yeah, I could imagine. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Now, one other feature is you can kind of like half close it, so you can like, there's still an air gap here. So like if you've got pets or something like that, you can leave them in the van so it's still secure, but there's still lots of airflow.
Really? Is that true?
Mm-hmm. That's why they do that.
Oh.
So that way.
I thought you just made that up on the spot.
I mean, would I do something like that? Maybe.
Maybe.
But.
Guys, you need to fact check that.
I dare you. So, all right. But just that easy to re-secure it. All right, let's move on to the galley on the passenger side. So we'll start here at the top. You have a microwave oven.
You've seen one, you've seen them all.
Seen them all. I mean, they're pretty standard in terms of their size. When they get this small, there's not really a whole lot of options for that. But you do have this very high quality refrigerator with a refrigerator or freezer compartment. Oh, there's a, I think the Noovo team must like Snickers.
Were you gonna grab one?
It's like, hey, power was off, so I probably wouldn't have eaten it. They've got this pantry, which I really love these kind of bars because one, it kind of ties everything together, but it also keeps things nice and secure, and you can easily see what's in there, rather than it being some sort of like dark pocket that you're like, I don't know what's in there. But
it's just light and airy.
Love it. Okay. You've got some storage down here, and you can see all of the drawers are dovetailed and made of like Baltic birch plywood. I think that's like, I don't know, a 7-11 layer.
Why are you getting like all technical? Where did you learn that?
I know things. Let's see, another shelf down here. And you've got this nice small one down here.
Cool, and it soft closes.
All of them are soft close. Secure very nicely. They've added this nice little step here so that you can get into the bed easier. And right above that you have your 12 and 24 volt like breakers and disconnects. This is the door that heads to the garage. So if you need to get access, or if you have a very long item, you can stick it through there like skis or something. So up above, you've got some storage with that deep sort of kind of rounded edge that will keep everything secure in there. You have your faucet. You've got a filter water system, your water pump, 24 volt outlet, and a deep, deep sink.
And they had some coffee.
And of course they had coffee. Let's see. Below this, you have your garbage can, access to all of your plumbing, and your water filter. Now, you have plenty of prep space kind of here, especially if the sink kind of cover is on. And then you have your induction cooktop. You've got drawers for silverware, kind of pots and pans. Oh, look, there's even a nice little cutting board.
Oh, cutting board that goes on the, you should.
Kind of, I think it goes under this. Let's see how this works.
What?
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
Oh, doesn't quite fit underneath there, but.
It's not supposed to. I think they're interchangeable.
Gotcha. And then this very large drawer for all of your big items, pots, pans, what have you. So we'll step back here, and we need to talk about this shower bathroom. I have to say, we took showers when we were staying in Florida. Absolutely the best shower that I've ever had in a van. The shower head and water pressure, you've got some options for different settings. You have an on-off button. And with the Rixson heating system, the on-demand hot water, I mean, this thing has 40 gallons of fresh water. It's also quite spacious. So I'm 6'1", I've got my shoes on, I've got my hat, and I am not hitting the ceiling.
You're hitting the light.
Well,
with your hat
true.
on.
With my hat, I do hit the light. Well, just barely, but
yeah.
Just
but
barely.
You also have shoes on.
I have shoes on.
So when you took a shower, you were able to stand straight up.
I stood in here and didn't have any issues. So at the back, you do have some hooks for towels. Got your cassette toilet. And I mean, you have plenty of room. Like the one thing that I'm always looking for is like the shoulder height. When I have to like sit like this to try to go to the bathroom, it's just uncomfortable. So you have plenty of room to do what you need to do. And then you have the self-cleaning retractable door, which is very, very sharp. So right here in front of the shower, you have your seat. But what's really important that we need to talk about is what's under the seat. So let me move these cushions. And below the seat, you have your Rixson heating system. So this has a heating unit that is outside the van. Underneath it, it pulls gasoline from the gas tank and basically will heat up this reservoir, and then uses a heat exchanger for your hot water and for your forced air heating. So we stayed in some pretty cool temperatures in Florida. So this kept the van very warm, and we had tons of hot water, whether we were doing dishes or showering. I was really, really impressed with this. This is the first time I've stayed in a van with this system. I don't know how you could install anything else. And they've done a really good job of getting it in here, keeping it organized, nice and clean. Looks great. In this van, they've incorporated some easy access to your utilities. So you get your shower valve back here. So if you ever need to do maintenance or you have any issues, you have easy access to everything right there. And, if you needed to, you could probably like put a hook or something in there and have it as like a little secret storage. One of the things that I love most about this layout is actually this table. It is very large. You have tons of space. There's a lot of different options, so you can actually lower it down and kind of make that into like maybe a small bed or for like a child or maybe some pets. You've got an extension on here, which I think I can, So you can use this for additional prep area while you are cooking. You can actually rotate it so that it is like a table for the third person, I guess, the passenger seat. So there's a lot of really good functional things with this table, and it's super light. So like you can lift it up and take it out, or you can just drop it right back in. So I am going to go ahead and convert this into the smaller table. So I'm just going to lift up, pull that piece out, lift this off, just underneath those plants, slide this back to where it belongs. And then you can use your cushions. I think there's one more. There's one more right right up here.
Yep. So there's a little teeny.
So you could probably turn the driver's seat around, have some more leg room. So like somebody who's fairly short wouldn't have a problem, sleeping here. Obviously, I'm 6'1", I wouldn't fit.
And then you could see while you have it apart, what's under the table.
So underneath the table, actually, I'm going to lift this up because there's a couple things. So you've got some well-placed electrical, outlets, whether that's 12 volt or 120 volt. If you're here working, you have a computer, you want to plug it in, that's a great place for it. Below that, you've got some storage, which is big enough to actually, use. So interesting little fact. When we were at the RV Super Show in Florida, one of the manufacturers was kind of touting how many storage compartments they had, but a lot of them were really small. And I was like, well, I don't really care about how many you have. I care about how much storage I have. And these are a great example of something that's big enough that's usable. You can put books in there, your computer in there, whatever you need. Oh, and then you have this kind of secret compartment. You can put shoes in there or, more storage, whatever you need to. And it's nice and out of the way. Put this leg in, and just like that, it's back to the way it was.
Perfect.
One of the things that you kind of repeatedly see over and over in the van is kind of this curve, whether that it's on this cabinet, this countertop, this cabinet, the table, just everywhere you have this very nice, soft, rounded curve.
Look at the ground.
Oh, yes. Like this bench, even this like step up for the cab.
That can't be easy to do.
Definitely not easy. Looks incredible. And I think it's also very effective because this is a small space. I'm not a small person. And so I hit things. And when they're nice kind of rounded edges like this, it's not like, taking a pound of flesh when I hit it. It's, I'm not going to get hurt by some kind of really sharp, hard edge. So I love it. And the style too.
Okay.
It just all works together.
Okay.
I know I'm gushing.
You're gushing, but here's the deal. I do like this countertop. There's nothing underneath. You, a lot of times, look at countertops.
Yes. So this is a solid core, I believe it's Corian. But it's a solid core material. It's not laminate. You're not going to get like bubbling at the edge or water soaking into it. It's just going to stay exactly like this. So right here above the sliding door, this is where you have your Victron control system. So this is going to tell you kind of like how's your solar doing, your shore power, what power are you generating, are you consuming, all those kind of things. You can also go in here and look at like what's the status of your fresh water tank. So lots of really good information that's easy to use.
I have a question.
Yes.
How much battery's in here? How much solar is in here?
There are two 200-watt solar panels on the roof for 400 watts of solar.
Battery?
Battery is, unfortunately, I don't remember exactly the size of the battery. I know that we left the inverter on the entire time we had the van. We were cooking and doing everything that we needed. Never had any concerns. But I can't remember exactly the capacity of the battery.
But we'll put it on the screen.
But I'll put it on the screen right here. So this is the controls for the Rixson heating system. So you can, you can turn it on for hot water. You can turn the furnace on. You can set a set point. One of the things that we did is we basically just set a set point, left it on the entire time, because then, during the daytime it wouldn't run because it was warm enough, and then at night it would just turn on as needed, keep the van nice, consistent temperature. Yep. Here's your awning controls. You have...
Remember, we didn't know what those buttons did?
So this is the awning light.
Okay.
And the red one is the heating pad for the gray water tank that's underneath the van. So like if you're in cold weather, all you need to do is turn that on, and now you are going to ensure that you're, basically in 4-season mode, if you will, so you don't have to worry about the tank freezing or anything like that.
What? I didn't know that. And the lighting and the fan and the ceiling.
Yes. So you have a max air fan. So this van has the variable speed option, so you can kind of set it to something that you like, based on whatever conditions are outside. And then the ceiling is this nice kind of padded vinyl, and the lighting. Yeah, they're kind of cool looking. Love those.
Yeah. So.
Oh, last thing. Here, let me just turn this around because I learned this on our last trip. And they rotate around.
It took you so long to learn what to do when we got this for the first time.
Yeah, it took me a minute to learn how to operate the seat. So right here at the corner, this on the left side is for rotate, and then on the right side, hold on, the right side is for tilt.
That took you so long, like unbelievably long.
It did, but I figured it out.
You did figure it out, like literally probably 20 minutes. I made it look like 5 seconds.
It was not 5 seconds. We are on the Ram ProMaster 3500 extended chassis. We have the 10-inch screen. This has the upgraded headlights and the upgraded transmission. Yep. The other thing that's nice is it comes with the digital rear view mirror. So that is nice. I had to add one aftermarket, but it's coming, I think, standard with all of them now.
Okay. Is the last thing the price?
I think it would be the price.
Do you know how much this is? So
as of February 1st, 2025, the Noovo Lite on their website is listed for $162,700. And my understanding is they have kind of universal pricing. So whether you're buying it from the factory here in Las Vegas, or if you're buying it from Sunshine State RV in Florida, it's the same price.
Yeah, and those are the only 2 places you can buy Noovos.
That's true. So I will also say I'm a huge fan of their website. I legitimately look at it about once a month just to look at it and dream and say, oh, I love that color. Oh, I can add these options. Oh, wouldn't that be great? Couldn't I see myself going here? They've done a really good job with their website, so I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I think that's all we have for this tour here in the Noovo Lite, but while we're here at the factory, let's go take a little look inside and see what they've got in store.
Oh, this is one we can't show the front of that.
This is a little secret right here, guys. It's pretty sweet. One of the things that, you know, being in the construction business that I can kind of see is, you know, if you have a good, clean workspace at the end of the day when you leave, it says a lot about the work that you're doing day to day. And everything here is neat and clean, organized. You know, it's Saturday, no one's here. So everything's built in a module, which when you kind of walk through the production line, you can see like which modules go in which phase. And so this is where they're building each of those. And then they've got all of their pre-cut out materials across the back. So everything is, I'm assuming, is CNC cut and then basically pre-built here. And then basically goes over to that other side over there and then ends up going inside. So it's a pretty neat production line that they've got going on here.
Yeah.
Now, I wonder how they get these to like curve like that. I don't know. I don't know how they do that, but it sure looks good. You can see the final product over here. This is what I love to see. So like, here is your electrical module. So they have pre-built the cabinet, pre-wired everything, kind of got it all nice and secure, kind of out here in the open where it's easily accessible. And then here's the same thing for the water tank. So you've got your Rickson heating system, your fans here, your water tank, your heat exchanger, you know, everything is easily accessible. This is the start, like right here.
This is where this first fan would start like?
Yeah, so I'm assuming this one's kind of initially in. All they've really done is insulation and flooring. And it looks like the stuff on the roof. And then it moves over here to the second phase where they do like the pre-wiring. So they pull all the wire throughout the van. There's the electrical side, your galley wall, and then the refrigerator module.
I have to imagine most of these are probably ordered, and so everybody's picking what they want.
Yes, I know we can't show it, but on the front of them is like a little like piece of paper that has like which options they've selected, their name, where's it going. So all the information's on there, so it's pretty cool. These are all spoken for.
Okay.
So we can't show you this one over here, but this is kind of a final, you know, phase of the build out. So all of the new upgrades are in it and some really cool things. All right, guys, that's the end of the van tour and our day here at Noovo. And I'm just super stoked.
Let's be honest, we're not leaving. He's gonna be looking at all of this in a lot more detail, but the video is done.
Yes, we are done working.
Yeah.
Time for me to go take a look around and enjoy this place.
Yeah, this was awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed the Noovo Lite tour. It was a lot, like, I liked doing the tour after we had lived in it. That made a huge difference.
Yes. Yeah, we were able to discover kind of a few nuances and being able to use it, I definitely think helped with that.
Yeah, so tell us what you thought. Do you like the Noovo Lite? Which one would you get? You know, anything. We love hearing from you guys, but I think that's it for today. Thanks, Noovo, for again letting us have a little just private session of getting to tour and video one of your vans. We really appreciate it.
And I loved walking around the warehouse, so thank you.
Yeah. So until next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.